Super Mario Bros. Wii doesn't quite roll off the tongue, and come to think of it, the notion of 4-player Mario doesn't seem like the most intuitive thing in the world. For a game that's trying so hard to cater to our nostalgia, it seems to be up against quite a bit. Is there a great 2D Mario game in here somewhere? New Super Mario Bros. Wii hews close to the classics, and this also applies to its story. There really isn't one to speak of. The game opens with a brief interlude depicting the kidnapping of Princess Peach at the hands of Bowser and the Koopalings, and that's about all the context you're gonna get. In this rendition of the Mushroom Kingdom, it's all about butt stomps, star coins, and hidden golds. You've probably come to think of it as a gimmicky 4-player interpretation of the series, but Super Mario Bros. Wii ranks right up there with the best 2D Mario games. Far from defining the experience, the multiplayer element merely adds a layer to the sublime platforming. At its core are more than 80 levels, not counting bonuses, of classic Mario that are fine when played with friends, if a little chaotic, but are best experienced in the traditional sense. Solo, in other words, and with a mind to conquer. The layout is familiar. Each world is divided into multiple stages and punctuated with Toad Huts, Ghost Houses, and Koopaling Fortresses. You can ramble around the map and revisit stages you've played, and you've got plenty of reason to do so, as there are hidden exits in many of the courses, as well as collectible coins to gather. Each world ends with a rumble with one of the Koopa kids, after which they hightail it and run to daddy. Some stages have airship levels tacked on their ends, and these are a treat, particularly the mini-boss battles that harken back to Super Mario World. After you dispose of Bowser, there's quite a bit of bonus stuff to play through, just don't forget to pick up those star coins. There are 2 multiplayer-specific modes in Super Mario Bros. Wii for up to 4 players locally, and just like playing the main game with friends, they're good for a laugh. The fact is, once you throw a second person into one of the game's levels, the temptation to foil your fellow players becomes too much to bear. Coin Battle best takes advantage of this. The object is to finish a stage with the most coins, and often this means sabotaging your friends' efforts to safely traverse the environment. The game's grab-and-throw mechanics, meant to engender high-flying cooperative platforming, end up being brutal tools indeed. There's also a free-for-all mode wherein you can play through any stage with your friends. If nothing else, it allows you to have a go at one another without the added distraction of coin collecting. The rules haven't changed. If you fall in a pit, you're dead, and if you get hit, you better hope you're under the influence of a power-up or two to lessen the blow. But New Super Mario Bros. Wii wasn't designed in a vacuum. There's actually quite a bit of stuff in here born of 3D to spice up the two-dimensional action. If you waggle the Wii remote, which takes a little getting used to since you hold it sideways like a classic control pad, Mario does his spin jump. Waggle in the air, and he'll do a brief twirl, which keeps you suspended just a bit longer. Motion controls as a whole are integrated in thoughtful, ingenious ways. In one level, you use it to control the searchlight of a barge you're traversing a dimly lit tunnel in. And on numerous occasions, you'll tilt the remote to change the orientation of platforms so as to better launch you to new heights. Crucially, they always complement the experience and never subsume or overwhelm it. Mario and friends have a host of new toys to play with, plus some old standbys. The penguin suit, which helps you swim better, allows you to perform extended belly slides, and hurling snowballs that freeze enemies is crucial in many stages. The propeller suit, meanwhile, lets you soar crazy high and dive bomb enemies below. Yoshi also makes a return, though only in a few specific levels. If you remember how to handle him from the Super Mario World days, you'll be happy to know that not much has changed. Amidst all the new stuff, Super Mario Bros. Wii feels right. If your platform chops are rusty, you'll definitely feel a challenge. Perhaps the designers anticipated this. Die 8 times during a level, and you get what's called a super guide, which basically amounts to hitting a green block and having Luigi beat the level for you. The loss of pride is a small price to pay for progressing through the game, which won't cease to delight and surprise you.
Okay.
Mario's look and feel has been trapped in a time capsule for the past 15 or so years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. If you've been playing these games for a while, then you'll notice elements grabbed from most every era, and yes, it all looks bright, cheery, and whimsical as ever. This is not to downplay some of the truly imaginative turns you'll experience, though. One level takes place almost entirely on the backs of giant flying manta rays. Another has you tunneling atop enormous caterpillars. Though the Mario games are abstract to the utmost, they're also great at conveying a sense of wonder. The sounds will take you back as well. Classic background tracks get a new lease on life, and the sound effects haven't changed in years. If you've ever felt wistful about the Mario games of yore, you owe it to yourself to experience New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Multiplayer, though far from its selling point, adds a welcome manic element that amounts to icing on the cake. This is simply 2D Mario at its best, and it's been a long time coming.